morning, my dear students. Hope all of you are doing great. In our last video lecture, we have discussed the IT industries and the uses of IT in our daily life. We use IT in our homes for education, for scientific research. We use IT in the library and hospitals. We use IT in the schools and offices, etc. One of the main use of IT is in our homes. Okay, we all have personal computers at homes. Now, for what we are using IT in our homes? We use our personal computer for typing, for playing games, for viewing the videos, for entertainment, for the education purpose, etc. Now, one of the main use of our personal computer is typing. We always need to type. Suppose we have to type a letter, we have to type our report, we have to type our assignments. For everything, we need a typing software. Now, this is our topic of today's video lecture, Introduction to Word Processor. Now, what do you mean by word processor? So, let's begin with our today's online class. Now, word processing is the use of computer software to enter and edit text. You can easily create and edit documents such as letters, reports, newsletters with pictures and graphics. Now, all of you are familiar with MS Word, isn't it? You all have used MS Word many times. Okay, now this is word processing. It is the use of computer software. So basically it is computer applications which help us to type and edit text. Now there are several features of word processing. We will discuss them later. Now you can easily create and edit documents. First of all, you need to create. Then if you want to edit it, you can easily edit it without retyping the whole thing. Okay, suppose you have made a mistake in just a single word or line, so you can simply erase it and you can simply type it again. You need not type the whole document again, isn't it? This is the main feature of MS Word or any word processing software, that you can easily create and edit your letter or report, whatever. Now, you use word processing software to create letters, reports, newsletters. You can insert pictures and graphics also, isn't it? You can insert tables, pictures, graphics, clip arts into your Word document. You all are familiar doing that. Okay, all of you have used MS Word properly. Now this is just a recap what we have done earlier also. Now these are the some features of any word processing software. Typing easy. It means typing is being made easier with the use of any word processing software. You just simply have to press the button and the alphabet is being typed on the MS Word or any word processing software. It is on your screen just by pressing the alphabet key on your keypad. Saving, you can save it your document for future use. Adding, removing and applying text. You can add, insert or remove the text whenever you want to. Spell check of words. Suppose you have made a spelling mistake, it is told to you by the word processing software. It is automatically corrected by the software. Change the style and shape of characters. You can apply any style to the characters. Bullets and numbering. You can apply bullets and numbering when you want to. If there are a list of items, then you can apply the bullets and numbering also. You have done that also. Headers and footers. You can enter, you can insert the headers and footers also. We will discuss them later also. What are headers and footers? Headers are the text which appear on the top of the page of your document, and footers which appear at the bottom of the document. Creation of tables. Now you can simply insert the table in your document also. You are familiar with the insertion of tables in your document. So these are few features of any word processing software. All these are very important. Now next is starting Word. How do you open any word processing software like MS Word? You have to click the start button on the taskbar. Click all programs on the start menu. Click the Microsoft Office folder. click Microsoft Office Word 2010. Now these are the steps. I'll repeat one more time. First of all, you need to click the start button on the taskbar on your desktop. At the bottom you can see the start button. First you need to click on that, then click on all programs. After clicking on the all programs, you need to find out Microsoft Office folder, and from there you can click on Microsoft Office Word 2010. Now this is the first screen which will open when you open the Microsoft Word. This is the screen. Look at all the components of the document, of your first screen, Microsoft Word. These are the few components. First is File tab, Quick Access Toolbar, there is ribbon, title bar is at the top of your document, then ruler is like a scale, okay, then help button. Whenever you need to find any help on any topic, you can click on this help button. Now dialog box launcher, there is a small arrow like thing at the ribbon which is dialog box launcher. Then this is the cursor. It displays the current position. Wherever you want to insert, it is the cursor. It displays the current position where your text will be entered. You can move this with the help of the navigation keys. Now status bar. It displays the few things about your document, like page 1 of 1. This is the first page of your document. Word count. It displays the word count also. Document area. This blank screen is the document area where you will type your thing. View buttons. These are the few buttons. View buttons. And this is zoom control. From the zoom control, you can easily zoom in or zoom out your document. It means you can increase or decrease the size of your window. I hope all these things are clear, and these things will be made clear to you later also. Next is identifying parts of the Word program window, which you have just seen in the previous slide. There are few components. Now let's discuss the function of each component. Now first is ribbon. It contains commands for working with the document organized by tabs. Okay, you have seen the various tabs like file, insert, home. So there is a ribbon below each tab and which contains the commands below each tab. Quick Access Toolbar. It contains buttons for common commands like undo and redo. These are present at the Quick Access Toolbar. Insertion point is the cursor. I told you that it shows where text will appear when you begin typing. It shows the current position. Whenever you will begin typing, it will be placed at the position of the cursor. Status bar. It displays information about the current document and process. Okay, like now word count and the page. First page of the 3 documents, second page, third page. So it is the status. It shows the information regarding current document. View buttons. It allows you to change views quickly. There are various views available which will be discussed later. Zoom slider. I told you that with the zoom slider you can zoom in or zoom out your document. Okay. It allows you to increase or decrease the size of the document on screen. Now children, next is inserting text and understanding word wrap. What do you mean by word wrap? Now children, you all have done typing. What happens when you reach at the end of the line? Do you need to press enter to get into the second line? No, you simply do not. It automatically reaches the second line. Okay, so this is word wrap. To enter text in a document, first you begin typing. When you reach the right margin, that is at the end of the line, the text continues on the next line. This feature is called word wrap. It means you need not press the enter button to go to the second line or third line, to the next line. It automatically continues writing in the second line. If your text does not fit in the first line, so it automatically begin typing in the next line. This is word wrap. When you press the enter key, a blank line is inserted automatically and you start a new paragraph. To change the line, what you need to do? You need to press the enter button to start with a new line, isn't it? I hope you all are familiar with this. Now navigating a Word document. Navigating means directions. Okay. To enter or edit text, use the mouse or keyboard to reposition the insertion point. You can move your cursor with the help of arrow keys or navigation keys, isn't it? With the arrow keys, you can move the cursor left or right, up or down. Mouse is used as navigation keys. You can move the mouse until the insertion point is where you want it to appear. And the second is keyboard. With the help of arrow keys or page up and page down keys, you can navigate your cursor. Next is using backspace and delete. You all have used backspace and delete. Both are used to delete a character. Now there is basic difference between backspace and delete. Now I hope you all are aware. Still I am repeating. Backspace, as the name suggests, is used to delete the character on the left side. Okay, whenever you want to delete the character on the left side, you will use backspace keys, and delete key is used when you want to delete the character present on the right side. Both are used for the same purpose, that is deletion, but the position of the character which will be deleted is backspace and delete keys. Okay, so backspace keys delete the character to the left of the insertion point, while delete key is used to delete the character to the right of the insertion point. Now locating and opening an existing document. What happens, what will you do when you want to open a new document or an existing document? Existing document means which was created earlier and you want to open that created document. Okay. To open documents, click the File tab. Then on the navigation bar, click Open. There are few buttons, few options. Open. Open is used when you want to open an existing document. Recent button is used when you want to open a recent document. And New button is used when you want to open a new and a blank document. Zooming a document, I told you. With the zoom in slider, you can either zoom in or zoom out your document. You can use the zoom feature to magnify and reduce your document on the screen. When it shows 100%, it means the document as its normal size. And if you want to increase the zoom out, so it will appear bigger than the normal size. The easiest way to change the zoom percentage is to drag the zoom slider left or right. If you drag the zoom slider left, so the document size will reduce. And if you want to increase the size of the document, you need to drag the zoom slider to the right side. Okay. Selecting a page orientation. There are two types of orientation, landscape and portrait. You all have worked with these two orientation. Documents printed in portrait orientation are longer than they are wide. Portrait means in vertical. Portrait means in a vertical format. So documents are longer than they are wide. Documents printed in landscape orientation are wider than they are long. Landscape means in horizontal direction. Okay. So these are the two types of orientation, portrait and landscape. You can change the orientation from the menu. By default, Word is set to print pages in portrait orientation. Whenever you will open a new document, so it will be opened in portrait orientation, which is by default. Previewing and printing a document. Now, one of the feature of Microsoft Word is that you can get the printout. Okay. Now, there is a preview option available. After finished typing, what you need to do, you need to go to preview and then you can see how your document will look after printing. If you want any change, you can do it there only. And if you think that this document is okay, then you give the print command. So previewing and printing helps you to have a look before printing. It is what you see is what you get. What is in front of you, you get the same printout. Okay. Now use the print tab in backstage view to preview a document before printing. Now if you want to have any change, you can get it done. Okay. Use the print tab to change print setting. To print a document, click the print button in the center pane on the print tab in backstage view. Exiting Word. Now after you finished all your work, you need to exit from the Word application. Now these are the steps how you will take an exit from MS Word. To close the document without exiting Word, click the File tab and then on the navigation bar, click the Close command. Okay, what I told you, first click on the File tab, then click on the Close command and you will get exit from the MS Word document. Your MS Word will be closed. To exit Word, click the Close button in the upper right corner of the document window. Now children, let's come to the summary, whatever we have done in our video classes. So let's quick recap. In this lesson, you learnt that you can view the document screen in print layout view, full screen reading view, web layout view, outline view and draft view. Children, these are the few views available and you will get to know about these views later in your practical class. The key elements of the screen in print layout view are the ribbon, quick access toolbar, insertion point, status bar, view buttons and zoom slider. You all have read about the function of each and every component of the MS Word. Now second is, when text is entered, the word wrap feature automatically wraps words to the next line if they will not fit on the current line. Next is, when corrections or addition need to be made, you can place the insertion point anywhere within a document using the mouse or keyboard and then delete text using backspace and delete key. I told you the difference between backspace and delete key. Once again I am repeating, backspace key is used to delete characters on the left side, while delete key is used to delete the characters present on the right side of the insertion point. Next is, when you save a document for the first time, the Save As dialog box appears. This is where you name your file and choose a location where you want to save your file. After you have saved the document for the first time, you use the Save command to save your changes in the document or use the Save As command to save it with a different file or at the different location. Now what is the meaning of this point? That after you finished your typing work, you need to save your file for the future use. So you need to click on Save As button, and after clicking on Save As button, a dialog box appears which asks the file name and the location. So once you choose the file name and the location, you have to click on the Save button to save any further changes. Okay, and if you want to change the file name or if you want to change the location, then you need to click to the Save As button. Now you can create new folders for storing document in the Save As dialog box. If you want to create any new folder under C drive or D drive, you can create new folders. You can locate and open an existing document using the Open dialog box, which we have already discussed. You can use the zoom slider to magnify or reduce the size of your document on the screen. Full screen reading view makes it easier to view the entire document on the screen by removing the ribbon and the status bar and display only the text, not the layout of the document. Means if you click on the full screen view, then all the ribbon and all the status bar will be disappeared and you will be able to see the entire document. Next we have discussed the two types of orientations available, which is landscape and portrait orientation. In landscape, the document is printed in horizontal direction, and in portrait, the document is in vertical direction. So by default, when you open the document, it will be opened in portrait orientation. and if you want to change it, you can do so. Now next is you can preview and print a document by using the print tab. So what it means that before printing you can get a preview of the document, and if it is some changes are necessary, then you can make the changes before printing the document. So preview option is there before taking the printout. So that's all for today's video lecture. I hope everybody understood all the concepts clearly. So in our next video lecture we will have a practical class. Till then, have a nice day. Take care.